you know how they say that kids outgrow their parents, meaning they're not as affectionate anymore. They don't want to be around you as much. I've found since she's turned 12, like there was a time where she was distant. But since, I guess before COVID, like I feel our relationship, I always felt like we had a really good relationship, but I feel like our relationship is gaining depth.
You know what? I was just thinking, like when I have no idea, but when a little girl or kids are going through that stage, because she was going through that, like where I don't know if it was like rebelling or her body's changing.
Yes,
and she doesn't know what's going on, and we don't know what's going on, and I don't know if
communication,
just because it's hard, like it causes challenges, right? And if you're not working on overcoming the challenges or trying to figure out what's going on or being there for them, and you just kind of like let them do their thing, you know what I mean? Like figure it out. Do you think that could cause like a separation in the relationship?
It does. Because and
it's
I
like,
say
I'm just
that,
going to let you do your thing, and when you're done with it, let me know.
Every kid is different. I mean? Every kid is different, so it's hard to say.
Well, the only reason I say that is because we've heard so many people tell us like, oh, just wait. It's going to come. It's going to happen. And it did happen.
But not very long. Right.
And it seems like for other, like, if you don't address it correctly, it will continue.
Right.
Like the pushing away and the, where they're rebelling.
Let me tell you what helped.
What do you think?
Because when I noticed that she started distancing herself, I began to look into it, I guess. Like I started researching stuff, started looking into stuff, started asking questions to people that have kids her age.
Yeah.
And I feel that maybe we weren't late, but when it comes to having those personal conversations, a lot of times, our kids are not comfortable enough to talk to us about what they're going through because they're feeling shame, they're feeling embarrassed. And as parents, this is funny as shit, but it's true. They don't look at us as my mom is a human. Our parents are, it's weird. It's almost like we're not even from this planet kind of deal. Like they don't look at us as we were once 12 years old. We were once 10 years old. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's funny because
they look at us like as if we're on a different level, from a different planet.
I think it's funny because we probably, like, we know what's up.
I know.
We're in tune with what's happening in the world, but our kids look at us like they're old as shit.
They do.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what the fuck.
Because I don't see myself old as shit. You don't see yourself old as shit until we start talking to them and we're like, oh my God.
It's like we feel like we know what's going down.
Right. But they look at us like we're ancient and we have no idea how to help them because we've never been through it, or they just put us on a different level. But let me share with you. It is so far from the truth. But it's like us parents, we do put ourselves on a different level. And that's probably why they feel that way. Because once I started to figure out like what is going on, like what is up, I didn't only look at her, I looked at myself. I looked at me. And I'm like, what has changed within you that she feels that you're so different? Do you know what I'm saying? Like she can't see her in you. And I realized that I lost myself. I lost the childlike. I lost the child within. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't see me as the fun person that I am.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I stopped being silly. I stopped singing in the car.
You were just the adult authority.
Yes. Like, I stopped. And maybe this is only our generation. I know you're supposed to be a millennial, but you don't act like a millennial and you don't think like a millennial whatsoever. I feel that you at times even seem older than me when you're 6 years younger. You just have an older mentality, an old soul. But we put ourselves on a different level when it comes to our kids. So once that came...
You know what it is? We take ourselves too seriously.
Yes. So once that came to me,
maybe
I made a decision, and you remember this. I talked about it on the podcast. Like, I'm going back to who I used to be, how I used to feel, how I used to dance in the car, sing out loud, even when there's no music. Like, stop caring what other people think and just get down on the floor and play a game with them, wrestle with them, have fun with them, show them the child within.
Yeah.
And I think that once I started doing that, like, I started wrestling with her, right?
Yeah.
We started, messing around with, like, just playing, putting her in chokeholds and stuff. And I started playing with her. I started opening up to her. I started sharing with her the things that I went through as a little girl, feeling insecure, feeling the lack of confidence, feeling like, I didn't fit in at times, and talking to her that it's okay if she's not fitting in because she's not supposed to fit in. She's supposed to dance to the beat of her own drum, and just talking to her and building her and coaching her, but also being a friend to her, to show her that I am just like I was a 12-year-old girl. And I understand what you're going through. And you know what? I've lied too. When she does something wrong, I know she already feels bad about it. Yeah. But I want to show her, that regardless of the mistake that she made, that I can relate, and that I forgive you and I love you, and what's a better decision that you could have made? What is something that you could have done instead of? You know what I'm saying? But it's just being real and being vulnerable with your kids, and really try to understand them.